The Houthis said Sunday they fired 18 ballistic and cruise missiles and a drone targeting the U.S. carrier USS Harry S, Truman and its warships in the northern Red Sea. According to Associated Press, Houthi military spokesman Brig General Yahya Saree said in a statement that the attack was in response to more than 47 U.S. airstrikes on rebel-held areas across Yemen, including the capital, Sanaa, and the province of Saadia. The Yemeni Armed Forces will not hesitate to target all American warships in the Red Sea and in the Arabian Sea in retaliation to the aggression against our country, he said. The United States and the Houthis are both vowing escalation after the U.S. launched the airstrikes to deter the rebels from attacking military and commercial vessels on one of the world's busiest shipping corridors. U.S. President Donald Trump on Saturday vowed to use overwhelming lethal force until the Houthis cease their attacks, and warned that Tehran would be held fully accountable for their actions. The Houthis have repeatedly targeted international shipping in the Red Sea, sinking 2 vessels, in what they call acts of solidarity with the Palestinians in Gaza, where Israel has been at war with Hamas, another Iranian ally. The attack stopped when an Israel-Hamas ceasefire took hold in January, a day before Trump took office, but last week the Houthis said they would renew attacks against Israeli vessels after Israel cut off the flow of humanitarian aid to Gaza this month. There had been no Houthi attacks reported since then, until Sunday. The Tehran Health Ministry said the U.S. strikes killed at least 31 people, including women and children, and wounded over 100 in the capital of Sanaa and the northern province of Saadia, the rebels' stronghold on the border with Saudi Arabia. The airstrikes were one of the most extensive attacks against the Houthis since the war in Gaza began in October 2023.
شن العدو الأمريكي عدوانا سافرا على بلدنا خلال الساعات الماضية بأكثر من 47 غارة جوية استهدفت مناطق عدة في محافظات صنعاء وصعدة والبيضاء وحجة وضمار ومارب والجوف. وارتكب العدو الأمريكي عددا من المجازر، حيث أدى هذا العدوان إلى استشهاد وجرح العشرات في حصيلة غير نهائية. وردا على هذا العدوان نفذت القوات المسلحة بعون الله تعالى عملية عسكرية نوعية استهدفت من خلالها حاملة الطائرات الأمريكية USS هاري ترومان والقطع الحربية التابعة لها شمالي البحر الأحمر، وذلك ب18 صاروخا باليستيا ومجنحا وطائرة مسيرة في عملية مشتركة نفذتها القوة الصاروخية وكذلك سلاح الجو المسير والقوات البحرية. إن القوات المسلحة اليمنية لن تتردد في استهداف كافة القطع الحربية الأمريكية في البحرين الأحمر والعربي رداً على العدوان على بلدنا.
President Donald Trump said he ordered a series of airstrikes on the Houthi-held areas in Yemen on Saturday, promising to use overwhelming lethal force until the Iran-backed rebels cease their attacks on shipping along a vital maritime corridor. The Houthis said at least 31 people were killed. According to Associated Press, he also warned Iran to stop supporting the rebel group, promising to hold the country fully accountable for the actions of its proxy. It comes 2 weeks after the U.S. leader sent a letter to Iranian leaders offering a path to restarting bilateral talks between the countries on Iran's advancing nuclear program. Trump has said he will not allow it to become operational. The Houthis reported explosions in their territory Saturday evening, in the capital of Sanaa and the northern province of Saadia, the rebels' stronghold on the border with Saudi Arabia, with more airstrikes reported in those areas early Sunday. Images online showed plumes of black smoke over the area of the Sanaa airport complex, which includes a sprawling military facility. The Houthis also reported airstrikes early Sunday on the provinces of Hodeidah, Bayda, and Marib. The Tehran Health Ministry said early Sunday that the death toll had climbed to 31, including women and children. Anis al-Asbahi, a spokesperson for the ministry, said Sunday that another 101 people were wounded. A U.S. official said this was the beginning of airstrikes on Houthi targets that are expected to continue. The official spoke on the condition of anonymity because they were not authorized to talk to the press. The airstrikes come a few days after the Houthis said they would resume attacks on Israeli vessels sailing off Yemen in response to Israel's latest blockade on Gaza. They described the warning as affecting the Red Sea, the Gulf of Aden, the Bab el-Mandeb Strait and the Arabian Sea. There have been no Houthi attacks reported since then. President Donald Trump said he ordered a series of airstrikes on Yemen's capital, Sanaa, on Saturday, promising to use overwhelming lethal force until Iranian-backed Houthi rebels cease their attacks on shipping along a vital maritime corridor. According to Associated Press, the Houthis said 9 civilians were killed. Our brave warfighters are right now carrying out aerial attacks on the terrorists' bases, leaders, and missile defenses to protect American shipping, air, and naval assets, and to restore navigational freedom, Trump said in a social media post. No terrorist force will stop American commercial and naval vessels from freely sailing the waterways of the world. The Houthis reported a series of explosions in their territory Saturday evening. Images circulating online showed plumes of black smoke over the area of the Sanaa airport complex, which includes a sprawling military facility. At least 9 people were killed, said a spokesman for the Houthi-run health ministry. In a statement on social media, he said another 9 were wounded. The airstrikes come a few days after the Houthis said they would resume attacks on Israeli vessels sailing in waters off Yemen in response to Israel's blockade on Gaza. There have been no Houthi attacks reported since then. Earlier this month, Israel halted all aid coming into Gaza and warned of additional consequences for Hamas if their fragile ceasefire in the war isn't extended as negotiations continue over starting a second phase. The Houthis targeted over 100 merchant vessels with missiles and drones, sinking 2 vessels and killing 4 sailors, during their campaign targeting military and civilian ships between the start of the war between Israel and Hamas in late 2023 and January of this year, when a tenuous ceasefire in Gaza took effect.
Thanks for watching, and please remember to like, subscribe and share this video to stay updated with the latest breaking news from DesBuzz 24.